Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the final block on day one of competition at the Grand Slam in Baku. We've got all the medal matches lined up and waiting to go for you. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what we're likely to see, and just to the, not really winners and losers, because we've still got those medal matches to come, but who's got some advantage from having taken part and reached this stage of the competition. There are 5 weight categories today, 3 men, 2 women. The 2 men's weight categories are the under 60 and under 66 kilo categories, and then the 3 women's weight categories are the under 48, under 52 and under 57 kilo weight categories. The first of the bronze medal matches will feature Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. She's up against Laetitia Payet of France. Now, Payet was chasing qualification points. She was the most likely of the French fighters to get to a qualification position if she could manage to get those points, and I think with this result, irrespective of whether she takes the bronze medal or not, but with this result she's likely to sneak in there. She may have to do Almaty as well, and then if she does that and does reasonably well, maybe she'll get selected for the Masters. As far as Tatiana Lima is concerned, she was already reasonably well placed, and she was indeed one of the top 4 seeds at the competition. When that kicked off this morning, she was the number 4 seed, so she was already reasonably well placed. The second of the bronze medal matches features Dilara Lokmanahim of Turkey. She's up against Otgansetsik Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. It was the Kazakh fighter who was on a extremely steep climb all the way up from 0, really, when she changed from Mongolia to Kazakhstan, and she's just had the one slip today. That was in the semi-final against Julia Figueroa of Spain, and the Spanish fighter is indeed in that final. She will face Chernivitsky Ava, the bronze medalist from London, although I have heard that Chernivitsky has a knee injury and is unlikely to take part. Okay, so that's the under 48 kilo category. Let's take a quick look then at the under 52. The order is under 60, the under 60 kilo category then. The bronze medal matches, the first of which features Diorbek Urazboyev of Uzbekistan, and the second is Sharafuddin Lutfiliaev, his teammate, so a head-to-head for the Uzbek fighters. The second of the bronze medal matches features Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. He's up against Dashtavar Amatufshin of Mongolia. Well, both the Mongolians that we've seen here today, Dashtavar Amatufshin and Ganbat Bolbata, neither of them have been selected in the under 60 kilo category. That goes to Sendocher, so just a run out for these two. The final features Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. He's up against Ganbat Bolbata of Mongolia. Okay, the bronze medal matches in the under 52 kilo category. Laura Gomez of Spain is up against Ma Yingnan of China, and it's Munkbata Bundma of Mongolia. She'll be up against the Brazilian Erica Miranda. The final features Odette Giuffrida of Italy. She's up against Gilly Cohen of Israel. In the under 66 kilo category, well, there's some home interest when Talan Karimov of Azerbaijan faces Kenneth van Gansbeker of Belgium. And the second of the bronze medal matches is Fabio Basile of Italy. He's up against Sugoi Uriati of Spain. The final is the number 1 seed, Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. He's up against Azamat Lukhanov of Kazakhstan. And then we come to the under 57 kilo category, the bronze medal matches, the first of which features Sabrina Filzmerzer of Austria. She's up against Miriam Roper of Germany. And then the second bronze medal match is Rafaela Silva of Brazil. She's up against Lo Tongjian of China, only a youngster, the young Chinese, but I think she's ranked down there about 44, so no real chance for her for qualification. There's another Chinese in there that they're likely to send. And then the final is Nakoda Davis of Great Britain. She's up against Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. Okay, that's the rundown. We're going to start with the first of those matches. Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. She's up against Laetitia Payet of France. It'll be Lima in the white judogi, Payet in blue. Here we go. It's Lima on the left-hand side of your screen. 11 and 21. Well, need a little bit more from Payet, but she'll get that with these points here, especially if she's able to take the bronze medal. Vladimir is the referee in the middle for this one. One of the tallest fighters in the weight category, actually, against one of the shortest. Payet, who took time out to have a baby. Well, she's back now. She could really do with taking a medal here. Lima in the white judogi, Payet in blue. Opening contest in the final block. Payet has a particular execution for her left-sided makikomi. Almost caught there, left-sided herself there by Lima. Long limbs, long legs. It cause plenty of fighters plenty of problems. Quite joined up enough, the actions there, to bring Payet a score, but she put some real pressure on Lima there with that attempted ashiwaza. Threw herself slightly, so I suppose you could call that Yoko Sutemi was, and then picked up a very odd penalty there for putting her hands on Lima's face, and Midka dished out a penalty there. Lima came up with her own makikomi effort. But I think we've yet to see Laetitia Payet come up with a really strong one of her own. No doubt Tatiana Lima's waiting for that. Probably come up with some kind of counter to it. Tried to go right-sided there, did Laetitia Payet, and then missed the opportunity for the Kansetsu waza. Still got well over a minute and a half to go. Time enough for either fighter to come up with a score. Lima's looked reasonably threatening on the ground on a couple of occasions, and Payet's defence has to be really up to it here. Very awkward for Labi Ben Boudaoud to have a jacket on, because he's injured his hand, so once he puts the jacket on completely, he can't get it off himself. So he just slung it over his shoulders at the moment. Now Lima picks up a penalty for a false attack. Could have done without that. Let's tidy it over Chigari, and now we were talking about something happening on the ground, and it's Payet who comes up with the Jujigatami. A slip from Tatiana Lima, and Payet knows just how much that means. Yep, we spoke about the importance of that medal, and that could seal it for Letitia Payet. The points that she'll get here could do it. One of the nicest fighters on the circuit. They're all nice, but you know, she's such a bubbly character. And when you think, you know, a couple of years ago, she was sitting at home nursing a young baby, and now here she is on the brink of qualification. Yeah, she knows. It's such a big thing here. She could be on her way to Rio with that. Where does it go wrong? That's the point where it goes wrong. The left arm is just that bit too far out. Payet wastes no chance. She doesn't keep it close to her body. Payet wastes no chance in getting hold of it. Well executed, and Lima had to tap out. And having gone from being behind on the ground, it was on the ground where Payet took it. First of the medals goes to France. Second of the bronze medals up for grabs now. Dilara Lokmanahim of Turkey faces Odgonsetsich Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. Two top 10 fighters. Lokmanahim up there at number 10, but Galbadrak at number 4. Let's see, Manuel Cortez is the referee in the middle for this one. You have to give the edge, I suppose, to Galbadrak. Not only is she the higher rated of the two fighters, but just been on that, putting in better performances than Lokmanahim overall, and looking the more dangerous. Nice throwing skills. Nice near-wise, a better all-round judo, I suppose, but hey, there's always room, and Lokmanahim will be hoping for a little bit of that magic, that little bit of luck to go her way. There's little doubt now that Lokmanahim will qualify for Turkey. Ebru Shaheen, her biggest rival in Turkey, unlikely to come back from injury in time to upset that. It looks as though Lokmanahim will be on her way to Rio. There's no doubt, barring injury of course, there's no doubt about Galbadrak. Lokmanahim not able to turn Galbadrak to secure the arm lock. Lokmanagim it was who picked up the penalty. Nice grip from Galbadrak. Can she use it? It's always risky when you see that from Lokmanagim. She's got that little right-sided Ojigari that when it comes off it looks really good, but there's a weakness, not in the execution, in the entry. And it leaves her looking slightly off balance at times. And prone, therefore, to a counter. Single Judo against the Turkish fighter. A little over a minute and a half left to go. That's exactly what I mean. The entry is not right. There's something wrong with that entry from Lokmanagim. It's the second time that she's entered there, and the second time that she's looked off balance, and she almost got caught there. I think it's from the left leg, the support leg. I'd have to chat with some of my colleagues here who are in slightly better positions to identify the shortcomings in Waza. But I think it's the support leg. There you go again. It was a better illustration there. It's far too far away from the target area. In fact, what she does is that she doesn't move the support leg. She stretches out the right leg, hooks it in, and attempts to pull her opponent off to the right side, and not. You really want to be taking your opponent to 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock at the most. She almost looks as though she wants it to throw at 3 o'clock, if you see what I'm talking about. I shall talk about that some stage, but I'm going to chat with Neil Adams about it, because he's doing commentary for TV not too far away from our position here, and I'll ask him what he thinks. Actually, I can ask you at home. Those of you who've seen the efforts, just got to be careful on the left arm here. Those of you who've seen the efforts, if you fancy your own critique of Dilara Lokmanagim's right-sided Ojigari, just email me. Give you a shout out. There are not too many of you. Where's it going wrong? Missed out there. Picked up a second penalty as well, has Lokmanagim. Oops. Slightly untidy from Galbadrak, that last attack. Lokmanagim keen to get on with it, but no time left. No real damage done to Lokmanagim in not taking that bronze medal, and there's no real advantage from Galbadrak having taken the bronze, because she probably came here expecting a little bit more, not least of all because she was number 1 seed. In any event, it's Otgonsetsi Galbadrak of Kazakhstan who wins out there over Dilara Lokmanagim. Well, two good contests to start the final block off. Letitia Payet ended up with a Nippon win over Tatiana Lima, arm-locking her, and it was Galbadrak who snuck past Lokmanagim on the back of those 2 penalties picked up by the Turkish fighter. And I shan't forget to chat to Neil Adams about that Ojigari. And as I said, if you want to send me an email with your own comments on that, just hit the feedback button. We'll be happy to have them. We've got the final coming up now in the under 48 kilo category. Julia Figueroa of Spain will face Chernovitsky Ava. The man in the middle for this one is Wang Guoqiao of China. It'll be Figueroa in the white judogi and Chernovitsky in blue. But as I mentioned to you earlier on, there was a suspicion that the knee injury to Chernovitsky would keep her out of the final, and so it's turned out. So Julia Figueroa just comes to the mat to take the bow and the gold medal. That will really boost Figueroa up the rankings, and she may even get a seeded position by the time we come round to Rio 2016. Julia Figueroa takes the gold here. Right, we come now to the under 60 kilo category. It's head-to-head between the two Uzbek fighters. Diorbek Urezboyev in the white judogi faces teammate Sharafuddin Lutfilayev. The two Uzbeks will battle it out here. Well, there's a measure of just how important this one is. We can look at their relative rankings on the IJF World Ranking list. Urezboyev is up there at number 7. Lutfilayev is there at 11. The difference in points, 1,468 to Urezboyev, 1,330 to Lutfilayev. So Lutfilayev is the man to look out for, because he's the hungry one. He's going to be chasing down Urezboyev with a view to closing that gap. It's all down to this one then. There's not much that Vostrikov can do about that one, and he sighed as he saw them shake hands, because it's a bow and get on with it. We have a handshake at the end, but not at the beginning. The Uzbeks decided to not to worry about that. Can't really fault them, can you, teammates? Both fighters will get penalised for overly defensive postures here. No, just Urezboyev. All right, so a little bit of work to be done by Urezboyev then. He may feel slightly aggrieved that he was the only one who picked up a penalty when really both of them were just as bad. Vladimir Vostrikov deciding that Urezboyev was even worse. Both fighters are put on warning, really, that Vostrikov's not going to stand around and watch them pat a cake or play games or make this an unattractive battle. He's told them right away, hey, get on with it, and right away there's a greater degree of intensity in the gripping, or the attempts to grip anyway, and still not satisfied. There you go, not hanging around at all. This is going to be over before the halfway mark, and what it does is it should warn the fighters that they've just got to get on and stop being tactical. They've both collected Shidos that were unforced errors. They didn't have to do that. And yet one's on 3 and one's on 2. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming. He's seen enough. There you go, 2 minutes. That was it. If you're not going to get on with it, off you go. I think he's right. You know what's at stake, and you've still played around with the situation. Yeah. Ooh, I tell you what, Urezboyev was lucky He's just as guilty. What's really happening here is that neither fighter is prepared to take a grip that they feel is weaker than the grip that their opponent will take up if they settle on that first grip. And as a result of that, they've put it in their minds, I'm not going to take second best grip. And because they won't take a second best grip, there's no gripping at all from either of them. That's why they're on 3 penalties apiece. They know each other really well, and they've only got to sense the position of the other, and they break the grips up. So in a way, the scoreboard is understandable, but it has not made it for the easiest of viewing, I'm afraid. Whereas Boyev looking to go right-sided really low with what looked like Seotoshi. And now the referee just reluctant to pick on one and give out the last Judo. But having been harsh in the beginning, he's going to end it here. You see, if the refereeing is consistent right across the board and every referee deals in the same way, then the fighters will have to adjust. And it's Boyev who wins out after Lutfilayev was given another Judo. Well, you know, the onus, as I said right from the get-go, was on Lutfilayev to come and take the medal. He was unable to do that. He got wrapped up in a tactical battle with his teammate, and he came off second best. The Yorbek Urazboyev is the first of the bronze medalists in the under 60 kilo category. Right, the second of the bronze medal matches features Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. He's up against Dashtava Amatushin of Mongolia. It's Mackenzie in the white judogi, Dashtava in blue. Anna Maria Friedrich is the referee in the middle for this one. Mackenzie attacking quickly, right-sided. Just caught Dashtava unaware. Wasn't a powerful enough attack to really threaten him. He goes again. There's modified Makikomi effort there from Mackenzie. Doesn't catch Dashtava this time round. He's put in a couple of attacks. See if he can be first to this one as well. Hit and run this time. We'll put Dashtava behind. If Mackenzie can get in there quickly. Dashtava who just waves a leg at him. Mackenzie was looking to avoid getting or coming under attack and ended up picking up a penalty there. Well, Dashtova ended up picking up a penalty as well, so both fighters have been penalised once. There's a little over 2.5 minutes left to go. No takers then on the Dilara Lokmanakim question as to what's happening with her Ouchigari. Okay, well, I'll take it that you will agree with me then. I'm reassured by that, and I feel good about my expert knowledge. Get an avalanche now of differing opinions. Tomoenagi effort from Mackenzie, blocked by Dashtova. And this time we do see what the penalty is for. A false attack. Dished out by Anna-Marie Friedrich. And I don't think it was that bad, actually. You know, he wasn't coming under any threat. He didn't throw it in there to avoid something. Wanted to attempt Tomoenagi and it just failed. There's a big difference. Oh, almost. Nice little combination there. Left Ouchigari from Mackenzie and then Kouchigaki. And it's now Dashtova who picks up a second penalty. Inside 2 minutes. Yeah, that's an awkward combination to try. A nice one if you can bring it off, because your left Ouchigari does one thing, that lifts your opponent's right leg, and if his right leg's in the air, then you attack his left with the left Kouchigaki. That's another reasonable effort from Mackenzie. Morote Seonagi. Dashtova was looking for another drop there from Mackenzie. Anytime Mackenzie attacks Dashtova, he's looking at the referee for a false attack. Sumigaishi should have followed from that. Oh dear. Two penalties apiece here. A minute to go. This is anybody's, as long as he doesn't step off here. Just managed to avoid the pressure. Couldn't get the left leg across. Once he'd had a little tap with the Kosoto. Yeah, go on. Good effort with the Uchimata. It was almost, there was some degree of reluctance to throw in that left Uchimata. And then when he did, he shook Dashtova. Not a great deal, but at least he moved him. Half a minute left to go. Dashtova must have come in here as favourite in this one. Yeah, Mackenzie's given a good run for his money. Good showing from the British fighter. But there you go. That was close. That's as close as anyone has come. Mackenzie's come closest to scoring, but this one's headed for a golden score. Oh, and almost a combination. Yeah, Seoinage Ochigari on the way out. Golden score it is. This is as good a performance from Mackenzie as I can remember seeing. You know, the whole day he's shown nice touches here. Oh, and Dashtova, as he begins to open up, looks vulnerable for the first time. It was all nice and tight for him up until he decided to start going for it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Dashtova hangs his hands out, but that was a reasonable effort as well. Got to watch him coming forward now, be ready for him here, Mackenzie. That's another good effort. He has another go. Okay, so Dashtova can be upset at the quality of the attacks. What he can't be upset about is the number of them. It's not his business. Yeah, there you go. Hard work. Mackenzie looks a little bit surprised, but he shouldn't, because he worked really, really hard for that. There were 3 or 4 efforts there that were not the most attractive. Once in a while he picked up a penalty along the way, but what he did was he kept going. He used his fitness, supremely fit, he's in terrific condition, and he used that just to edge past Dashtova. Kept putting the attacks in. Dashtova didn't answer. Dashtova was looking for the big one, the quality finish, and it just didn't come. And in the end, it was Mackenzie who took the contest. We come now to the final of the under 60 kilo category. Nagayama Ryuju of Japan faces Ganbat Bolbata of Mongolia. It's Nagayama in the white judogi, Ganbat in blue. Well, Nagayama has no rank on the IGF World Ranking list. Ganbat is way up there at number 5, and yet they have to go head to head. Nagayama, the junior world champion. Vladimir Nidka is the referee in the middle for this one. That's a look at Ganbat. Well, Nagayama silenced the crowd this morning when he defeated Orkan Safarov of Azerbaijan. He then went on to defeat Garrigos, and then Mushiev as well, he did, and Dashtova. That put him in the final. I've just seen Dashtova lose that bronze medal contest. Ganbat, for his part, well, he had a bye this morning, came in here as the number 2 seed, defeated Damien Ziada of Lebanon, and then Robert Shvirabadze of Russia. Quarter-final contest, he defeated Ashley Mackenzie, who we just saw win the bronze medal there, and then in the semi-final he knocked off Sharafuddin Lutfilayev of Uzbekistan. That's how the two got here. I think Nagayama is in need of some medical attention, not sure what for. Just step off for a moment. Maybe the fingers need to be retaped or something, but it shouldn't delay us too long, and then we'll be back. It looked for a moment as though Ganbat and Nidka were having a bit of a conversation there. Some of the French coaching staff, and then some of the South Americans in there as well. Maria Perez and Javier Guedes enjoying their time. This is a terrific venue. It was the venue for the judo at the European Games, and the Azeris have put on a real show. The opening ceremony, we don't normally worry too much about it. You know, it's a nice little thing, but this was a bit special. They really lit the place up, and it had the feel of something a lot bigger than a Grand Slam. I think they really did a good show, or put on a good show. Still got a couple of days of this to go anyway, but this has been a particularly good start. Ganbat just having to wait a little bit longer than he thought he would, and he's back on, and we're ready to go again. No score yet. A little under 4.5 minutes. We only lost half a minute or so. Little foot tap there from Nagayama, and another one, and then Ganbat decides that he'll join in and he'll have a little bit of a tap. The grips that they've taken up on the sleeves, just killing the sleeves a little bit and making it difficult to come up with anything other than a few foot taps. They've broken that up now, and it's Nagayama who's searching for a grip on the lapel. Looking for the left lapel grip. Well, both fighters are going to pick up a penalty. I think when it's like that, it's better to just give one. Unless it's absolutely impossible to separate them. But I thought that Ganbat was less aggressive than Nagayama, and maybe Ganbat should have picked it up, although he now attacks on the left side, low down. The little Yoko Sotemi was there. I thought he was on his phone then for a minute. Kanemaru Yusuke looked as though he was calling home. 2 penalties apiece. We've had a good start to the final block, and it's unfortunate that this one just not that great. I mean, even Lutfuliaev and his teammate, when they were battling it out for the bronze medal, Urozboyev gave something, and now Nagayama it is who picks up a 3rd penalty. Okay, so problems here for the Japanese, because we've got half the contest still to come, and the likelihood of avoiding a penalty is pretty slim. Needs to come up with a score and end this. Yama, by the way, has thrown really well in the lead up to this final. Attractive looking fighter. Ganbat, well, he's been, I suppose, best described as slightly more workmanlike. Well, the referees have certainly had the instruction not to hang around. Oh, and Nagayama also picks up one, so Ganbat it is, who rather by default picks up that one. The message is clear. You know, we want to see some judo, not a grip fight. And if you're going to come out and grip fight, then you're going to get penalized. So if you realize that and you know that it's got to be judo, then you come out and perform some judo. And Urozboyev and Lutfuliaev failed to do that, and now we've had Nagayama and Ganbat do the same. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 48 kilo category coming up now. Right, the bronze medals go to Laetitia Payet of France and to Otgonsetsi Galbadrak of Kazakhstan. The silver medal goes to Czernowicki Eva of Hungary. Well, the gold medal goes to Julia Figueroa of Spain. Mohamed Maridja, the IGF Education and Coaching Director, is presenting the flowers and the checks. Czernowicki has a nice big smile on her face, despite the fact that she ended up with the silver medal. She had to withdraw with a knee injury, so we didn't get the pleasure of seeing Czernowicki taking part in the final, and Julia Figueroa, somewhat by default, ended up taking that. We're ready to rock and roll with the anthems, the flags just being put up. We're ready to go now. Well, right about now, we'd be hearing the Spanish national anthem. Right, we're going to have to give the national anthem a miss, I'm afraid, and we'll have a picture and we'll move on. Okay, a technical hitch there. I'm sure Julia will be a little bit upset having heard her anthem. I think it's a little bit late now for the anthem, given that we've got the pictures going on. Very unusual. Anyway, let's get to our feet and stand for the national anthem. Well, Julia Figueroa accepted that unusual situation with a good deal of grace, because you work so hard to get to the top of the podium. You'd like to hear your national anthem, wouldn't you? Never mind. Let's hope that it'll work second time round. Right, let's take a look at the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category. The first of which features Laura Gomez of Spain. She's up against Ma Yingnan of China. It's Gomez in the white judogi and Ma in blue. Edison Minikawa of Brazil is the referee for this one. is her boyfriend in with a chance of a medal? Sugoi Uriarte, indeed he is. Could be some big celebrations at the Uriarte Gomez household. Ma looking for something on the ground there. Gomez at last coming up with a positive action. 2.5 minutes into the contest, and she at last decides, hey, we better do something here. I never like that dragging of your opponent onto you. The feet always seem to be in the wrong place, and you get the top half of the body, but because you haven't established a strong base, when the launch point comes, then you're not there. And if you are, then your opponent's body is somewhere else. So, not my favourite point of entry. Deng Chunhui is the Chinese coach there that we had a quick look at. And for Spain, it's An Jionghuan. And moved from South Korea to take up a coaching position in Spain. I asked him if he was going to be at the Junior Europeans that are being held in Spain in Malaga. And he said he didn't think so. Sat Gomez on her backside. Couldn't finish off. On the ground again, just looking to free the right leg. Just a foot trap now. She can't use her left to ride down on the thigh of Gomez and get the leg out. It's just a foot left. Oh, there you go. Now the Osai Komi, and then she slips the top. Oh well. It's quite often the case. Concentration on one part leads to a lack of control on the other. And that's what happened with Ma there. I think that's the contact lens that's come out, and Gomez has decided just to do without it. Which you see enough. Squinting heavily as though it's causing a great deal of discomfort. Almost going over for Yuko in that last exchange there, and now Ma with another chance to work on the ground. The third effort here. She hasn't been successful on the first two. Gomez trapping the leg on both occasions, and same thing here. This looks a better position. She's got the left arm in there as well to hold on to the leg. And the referee decides to call mate. Wasn't going anywhere. 20 odd seconds left to go. Gomez picks up a penalty. It was pretty close to a score, that one. Judo on the board against Gomez, but that finishes it. And that really was beautifully executed. Left-sided by Ma Yingnan. Low and fast and flattened Gomez. Kisses to the crowd and her supporters in it. Ma Yingnan. Yeah, no doubt about that. Left-sided Morote Seonage from Ma Yingnan. There may yet be one other angle. Let's have a look. This is it. That's the one that will do. Right, we've got the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 52 kilo category now. Munkbata Bundma of Mongolia faces Erica Miranda of Brazil. Erica Miranda came into the competition as the number 1 seed. Got upset in the semi-final by Odette Giuffrida of Italy. Munkbata, for her part, well, she was defeated in the quarterfinal by Ma Yingnan. Nice strong grip, left-sided from Miranda. Can use this. Both fighters pick up penalties for passivity. Uchimata, and over goes Miranda. And into the Ushiro Kezugatami as well from Munkbata. So, good work from the Mongolian. Nice and tight on the lower half of the body. Hasn't quite got the top half under control, and that's what Miranda uses to free herself from that. Gave up a Yuko, however, in the Osai Komi. So a minute and a half left to go. Munkbata with a good lead. That was the Uchimata, a good one it was too. It's now up to Miranda now to go for it. She won't want to miss out on the points available here that a medal would bring. What did we have in the chair then for Munkbata? Didn't get that one right. Missed with that grip. Time running out here. Frustration, and she's going to get called for ducking underneath or avoiding to take a grip. Take your pick. Whichever way you look at it. Munkbata is going to take this one. So Munkbata Bundma of Mongolia wins out over Erika Miranda of Brazil. Let's take a look at the highlights of this one. Coming up next, the final of the under 52 kilo category. Odette Giuffrida of Italy faces Gilly Cohen of Israel. It's Giuffrida in the white judogi, Cohen in blue. The referee in the middle for this one, Osaka Akinobi of Japan. There's Mr. Osako. Now these two have gone head to head 5 times. Five times this pair have gone head to head. And it's Giuffrida who leads that series 4-1. Giuffrida looking to go right-sided. Gillicoin felt that one come in and managed to block that. 2.5 minutes left to go. Giuffrida beginning to look a little bit bruised as she comes to the end of her competitive day. Coming a little bit too far away with that effort. Giuffrida attacking, but Cohen landing on a front there. Chance for a turnover. Cohen defending strongly, and a Shimiwaza effort as well. Whoop. No. Referee decided nothing happening and call a mate. Little over a minute left to go then. Cohen with a left-sided effort there that just shook Giuffrida. Giuffrida coming up with, well, the second one there was a bit better, but the first one, that was just narrowly avoiding being called a false attack. It was just to look busy. A little bit better. It's untidy. She won't get called for a false attack. Half a minute left to go. Big effort needed here from Cohen if she's going to take this. Giuffrida just shading this for me, but there isn't any decision one way or the other. close at the end. The scoring was Cohen. But we're going to need a little bit of extra time to sort this one out. Golden score. So much for coaching only during the mat, eh? Dario Romano's giving it plenty, isn't he? Look. Almost off balance there. She was off balance when she went in for the attack and almost got caught. We've had nearly a minute of golden score. Giuffrida shaping to come up with the Sanagi and then changing it for the Ojigari. Cohen missing out there, and another opportunity for the Shimiwaza here. Just watch the extremity. She managed to escape from that one as well. Well done. Cohen has proved good in defence on the ground. That could be it, I'm afraid. No, she's lucky. Odette Giuffrida dodged one bullet, and then Cohen has dodged one there. Again, gave her the benefit of the doubt. Uchigari that Cohen manages to step off without too much trouble, to be honest. Hasn't got the strength, or neither of them have the strength now to come up with telling combinations. You see them wanting to change direction, but the power isn't there. Ooh. Giuffrida was lucky just to move Cohen slightly there. How long have we had in golden score now then? 2.5 minutes of golden score. Both fighters still plugging away. Just missed there, did Cohen. And really it's the state where each fighter has got to come up with an attack in response to their opponent. You get two in from one, they're likely to give it away. Well, it's all over now. Just a question of whether Giuffrida pushed Cohen out or Cohen stepped out. take your pick just before the referee makes a decision. Giuffrida pushed, going out. Gilly Cohen of Israel, it is, who wins out there in that extended battle. It was 3 minutes of golden score, the end of which Odette Giuffrida was adjudged to have pushed her opponent out of the area, and she picked up the penalty. Right, we're going to have the awarding ceremony in the under 60 kilo category now. Let's go down to the far end of the competition area and have a look at the athletes lined up and ready for the awarding ceremony. The bronze medals go to Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain, and to the Yorbek Urazboyev of Uzbekistan. Silver medal goes to Nagayama Ryuju of Japan. The gold medal goes to Ganbat Bolbatar of Mongolia. Now the national anthem of Mongolia. Mackenzie and Urazboyev were the bronze medalists. Nagayama took the silver, and it was Ganbat to take the gold medal. Right, we've got two more weight categories to bring you. We'll start with the under 66 kilo category. The first of the bronze medal matches features Tarlan Karimov of Azerbaijan. He's up against Kenneth van Gansbeker of Belgium. It's Karimov in the white judogi and Van Gansbeker in blue. Vladimir Nutsubidze is the referee in the middle for this one. Both fighters have picked up penalties. Neither of these fighters are in contention for a place at the Games. Karimov is down there at 41 and Van Gansbecker is... Karimov is down there at 42. Van Gansbecker is one place ahead of him at 41, so... no real chance of either of these making it up there. Strong support, of course, for Karimov fighting at home here in Azerbaijan. A couple little taps of the feet from both fighters there as Van Gansbecker attempts to spin into an Uchimata, but nothing comes of that. Half a minute left. Penalty apiece, no score yet. You could be heading for a golden score here. Crowd want to see Karimov finish it before that comes along. He goes over the left side and just misses out. But with no score in regulation time, we are going to end up with a period of golden score. Well, Karimov can't hang around there for too long. He attempted the Yoko Sutemi but missed. And had a little shot at the arm. It's all a little bit casual from Van Gansbecker there, but you know, it's golden score. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. What you don't want to be doing is to be just wandering around aimlessly, leaving one arm completely free, and that's what Van Gansbecker did. He invited Karimov to come in for an attack. Now, whether he was taking a bit of a break or he just switched off for a moment, the result was that Karimov came up with what was his only attack in the last minute, to be honest. But it was good enough to bring Van Gansbecker down and to take the bronze medal. Now, well, Talan Karimov, it is, who wins out there over Kenneth Van Gansbecker. No doubt they'll show that from a few angles. Let's take a look and see what toppled Kenneth Van Gansbecker. he actually presented the opportunity by throwing that right leg up. That's what made it worse. It wasn't going anywhere. There was no attack. Both were, one hand on, one hand waving around. And then over went Van Gensbecker, leaving a very happy Karimov. Okay, the second of the bronze medals in the under 66 kilo category features Fabio Basile of Italy. He's up against Sugoi Uriarte of Spain. It's Basile in the white judogi and Uriarte in blue. Gary Takamoto is the referee in the middle for this one. Basile in the white judogi, Uriarte in blue. Well, will the youngster be able to work out the more experienced and wily character? Sugoi Uriarte. It's going to be a difficult man to beat, this Uriarte. Still just feeling his way into it, Zilo. Trying to work out a way past the strong gripping tactics of Uriarte. That's Yoko Sutemiwa's effort from the Spaniard there. Zilo just riding that a little. First couple of minutes gone. No score. Basile and Uriarte, the second of the bronze medals in the under 66 kilo category. Single Shido picked up by Uriarte. That's the difference between the pair in the first half. Basile just skirting the edge there, and now it's Uriarte's turn to be put under pressure at the edge. Just wondering who it suits better, the longer period on the mat. Well, the pressure's going to build now for Uriarte because the advantage is with Basile. And for as long as he continues to remain penalty-free, Uriarte is going to have some trouble. Going to have to be tight in defence now. And then he decides to bail from the Niwaza opportunity. Minute 17 left to go. Bit of tension coming into things now as clock runs down and Basile looks increasingly comfortable, both standing and on the ground. So see, that left arm really isn't doing a great deal. He's just blocking with that. No, he's given up the Yuko. He was lucky to be given that. I thought there was a point at which the Sutemi-waza ended. No, there wasn't. There was no point at which Uriarte stopped his forward progress. That's a good score. Yeah. Uriarte gives up a second penalty, but he's too clever to give up a fourth. Another nice effort over on the right side there, just to keep Basile down and engaged on the ground. Uriarte is going to sneak this one. Vastly experienced fighter, and absolutely no shame whatsoever for Basile to be losing out here. He shouldn't worry about it. Well, of course he is, but he's got to look at the bigger picture here. He's going to finish in 5th place, which is a terrific effort for him. He's going to collect yet more points, and that with an extremely sore right foot. He started this morning with an injured right foot. He has a bit of a rush at Uriarte, but it's all over, and that's not a bad effort. Some degree of consolation as well from Sugoi Uriarte. A couple of words, and he limps back to his start point. And Uriarte has a few words with him as well. They've exchanged some pleasantries at the end of the contest. Let's see how they end up. See how big Basile is. Yeah, he's a good boy. Uriarte had a couple of words with him. He managed to accept it gracefully. Has all the etiquette, as he should. And he's going to realise on the flight back, probably, hey, that's a good job. 5th place at a Grand Slam. Mr. Matthias Fischer will tell me how many points one gets for a 5th place at a Grand Slam, because he's the fountain of all knowledge when it comes to that kind of thing. I could only hazard a guess. I think it's 500 for a gold medal, if I'm not mistaken. It must be about 320 or so for a silver. Got to be 180 for a bronze medal. Got to be touching 100 points for a 5th place. You can't feel that badly about that. It is 100. Could have told you that myself. Thank you very much, Mr. Fischer. Thank you very much. Right, the final of the under 66 kilo category, Mikhail Polyaev of Russia faces Azamat Mukhanov of Kazakhstan. It's Polyaev in the white judogi and Mukhanov in blue. Jose Manuel Cortez is the referee in the middle for this one. Pulyaev defeated Uriarte, Verdi, Talashinsky and Lefebvre on his way to the final. And for Mukhanov it was Van Gansbecker, Basile, Hamad, and the European champion, Margvelashvili of Georgia. Started that off in round 2. Oh dear. Pulyaev absolutely flattens Mukhanov. It's the second time that he's thrown beautifully today with that same technique. What a spanking that was. Mikhail Pulyaev kind of shocks Mukhanov, but it's all over. Job done. Yep, he planted him indeed, didn't he? It was a nice little turn, actually, rather than the full-blooded. In fact, it was a nice counter that he just managed to get the left leg and the hands. It was all in the hands, to be honest. All in the hands. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 52 kilo category coming up now. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and have a look at the lineup of the medalists. The bronze medals go to Ma Yingnan of China and to Munkbata Bundma of Mongolia. There is Munkbata receiving her bronze medal. There is Ma Yingnan. The silver medal goes to Odette Giuffrida of Italy. The gold medal goes to Gilly Cohen of Israel. Did he say that was Ismail Ismailov? That's not the Ismail Ismailov that I know. He definitely doesn't, or didn't look like that the last time I saw him. Mind you, my memory may be failing me somewhat. I have to have a search here and see who we're talking about. And now the national anthem of Israel. Munkbata and Ma were the bronze medalists. Giuffrida took the silver, and Gilly Cohen ended up with a gold medal. Let's take a look then at the first of the bronze medal contests in the under 57 kilo category. Sabrina Filzmerser of Austria faces Miriam Roper of Germany. It's Filzmerser in the white judogi and Roper in blue. 3-3 in the head-to-head. This is the tiebreaker then. No score yet between Filzmerser and Roper. As you'd imagine, the pair know each other very well, having gone head-to-head 6 times. But it's Roper who comes up with the big attack and then the Osai Kome. It's not the strongest of Osai Waza. And Filzmerser manages to escape. And there's still a little over 2 minutes left to go. Yeah, Kosoto Gaki from Miriam Roper. Trademark effort there from the German. Bringing down her Austrian opponent. Filzmerser flirted with Ochigari there, and Roper has another little touch at the Kosoto Gaki. Almost turned Filzmerser there. Filzmerser would have liked to have had a little bit more time on the ground here to effect the turnover. There's the Kosoto Gaki bringing Filzmerser crashing down. She was lucky not to give up the full opponent, to be honest. 14 and 16 as far as the world ranking list is concerned. Filzmoser just heading Roper by a couple of places. And in the Olympic qualification, which is slightly different points-wise, it's Roper who's ahead, one place ahead. Roper beginning to feel the effects of a shoulder injury, slowing her down quite a lot. I asked her this morning if she was okay. Now Roper picks up a penalty for a false attack as Filzmoser not quite smelling blood, but she does have the air of being somewhat more concentrated after the realization that Roper's probably not as strong as she should be, and Roper now goes over. Ties things up as far as the Wazaris are concerned, but Roper still leads by Yuko. It'll be full out attack here now from Sabrina Filzmoser, and case of the bite a bit there with that Kosotogaki effort from Filzmoser. Now she does go over for Wazari Awazeti-Ippon. Well, Filzmoser showing the usual concern for her opponent. She's one of the nicest fighters on the circuit. Have I said that before today? I think I may have. So, sorry, but there are a lot of nice fighters on the circuit, so it's not unusual that I should use. I have to think of another term, I think, apart from nice. Filzmoser it is, who takes the bronze medal here. Again, there's another fighter who won't be entirely disappointed with a fifth place. Roper's got to take a look at where she is and where her potential threat is going to come from. And that is Viola Wächter, who's a few places below her. And she's bettered her as far as points are concerned, so that gap will increase now. Fifth place is 100 points, so 1,054 for Wächter and 1,200, so a little bit of breathing space for Miriam Roper. We come to the second of the bronze medal contest in the under 57 kilo category. Rafaela Silva of Brazil faces Lo Tongzhen of China. Silva in the white judogi, Lo in blue. Vincent Drouot of France is the referee in the middle for this one. Silva makes her way to the tatami. Steady Mount announcer tells us that it's the first time that Lo Tongzhen is fighting for a medal at a Grand Slam. Okay. Let's see how she gets on against Rafaela Silva, who has fought for quite a few. Makikomi just get a little bit lower. break that up. Both coaches with some advice for their fighters. Just got to get the direction right. Liu Tongjian. I think there's an opportunity there for the Ippon Seoinage. He tries it there. I think you've also got to be looking at the combination. If Silva is defending strongly against that Ippon Seoinage, then you really want to be looking at a change of direction. Silva picks up the penalty for passivity. Not really going to trouble her. Not with 2 minutes on the clock. She concentrated more on her efforts to throw her opponent rather than to avoid picking up penalties. It's not really a concern at the moment. It's a bit of grip from Silva, and Liu Tongjian manages to come up with an attack, and she avoids getting caught by a very powerful looking Silva. Lifted Liu up just with that one leg. It's a good effort from Liu Tongjian. There's nothing flashy about her judo. She speaks really good English, by the way. Chinese coach just being asked to coach only during the mat as Leng Chunhui, the Chinese coach. And this is much better from Liu Tongjian, keeping Silva moving. Just want to watch the edge there. Put in another one of those Seoinage efforts. A little over a minute left to go. Just want to be a little bit careful here with the defensive posture. Again, grip and a bit of movement. And let Silva settle if you can avoid it. Couldn't get the feet going for the Seoinage effort. Now a chance to work on the ground and burn up some of that 30 odd seconds that's left on the clock. Just what Liu wanted. Came at the right time for her. This is just where Silva didn't want to be. And that, I'm afraid, is that Rafaela Silva not able to come up with the bronze medal win. It's Liu Tongjian of China who sneaks that one on the back of that single Shido picked up by Rafaela Silva. Well, Liu Tongjian isn't the number one Chinese in that weight category. That's Liu Yang up there at 25. She had a bit of a blowout today. So this bronze medal from Lo Tongjen should lift her up a few places, but nothing really to threaten the qualifiers. Why not? Why not enjoy your moment in the limelight? A few friends in the stands. All that before the final. And that final features Makoto Davis of Great Britain. She's up against Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. It's Davis in the white judogi, Yoshida in blue. Podolak, Filzmerzer and Lowe were defeated by Davis. Verhagen, Silva and Roper by Yoshida. Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia is the referee in the middle for this one. Last contest of the day. There's Yoshida. Davis could really do with winning this. Won't make any difference to Yoshida. But for Davis it'll be incredible. 500 points at stake here. And lift you into, well, she's qualified in a nicely qualified position at the moment, Davis, but almost got caught with the Ashiwaza, but this would take her into a seeded position. Incredible incredible result for Davis to go into Rio as a seeded fighter. Incredible achievement. That's the word I was looking for. Midori Shintani, a coach in the chair for Yoshida, in the chair for Makoto Davis is Kate Howie. Now, she has been for a lot of the British fighters the last couple of years. Davis picks up a penalty with a little over 2.5 minutes left to go, just working out the best way to approach Yoshida. She had a nice left Uchimata earlier on, did Yoshida. I can't remember who she threw with that. Could have been Roper actually in the semi-final. But it's Davis who comes up with her right-sided Uchimata effort. I wish she'd thrown something up a little bit harder now at Yoshida. Really wants to take her over that right hip, doesn't she? That's a nice position now. Just got to get across there before she gets the feet swept. There have been a couple of occasions when Davis shaped over on that right side and she just had her feet tapped, or 1 foot tapped by Yoshida. It was kind of a warning in a way. It was instinct, an instinctive reaction from Yoshida. It wasn't a plan, but I think that last one, it's almost as though she was waiting for it, wasn't she? Went down there for Yuko, and now the Mosai Kome. It's an unattractive Mosai Kome, that one. Mind you, it nevertheless brought Yoshida a second Yuko. Yeah, it was better than I thought. She swept the far leg. It's much easier sweeping the one that's closer to you. It's closer to you. That far leg is the one that really tends to upset your opponent's balance. Really gets them going. Missed with the Sutemi Waza. And Yoshida perfectly happy to battle it out on the ground and burn up some of the clock. Little over half a minute left to go. 2 scores on the board for Yoshida. Davis still battling away, almost bringing Yoshida down with what looked like Tani Otoshi. Another Ashiwaza effort from Yoshida. And another score to the board. 3 scores then for Yoshida. And that one was upgraded to Wazari. Not the best position for us to see that from, but it's on the board and Yoshida it is who takes the gold medal here. The silver medal goes to Nakoda Davis. It'd be worth a hell of a lot more to her, that medal, than the gold will be to Yoshida. Important points in the qualification process. Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan is the gold medalist. Nakoda Davis takes the silver. All right, let's have a look at some of the highlights. There are 2 or 3 in this. And then we'll be back with the medal presentation in the under 66 kilo category. Right, we're ready with the awarding ceremony in the under 66 kilo category. Bronze medals go to Sugoi Uriarty of Spain and to Tarlan Karimov of Azerbaijan. Silver medalist is Azamat Mukhanov of Kazakhstan. The gold medal goes to Mikhail Pulyaev of Russia. And now the national anthem of Russia. Mikhail Pulyaev is the gold medalist in the under 66 kilo category. Our player of the day. Terrific job from the stylish Russian under 66 kilo fighter. Right, we've got one more awarding ceremony to bring you. It's in the under 57 kilo category. We're going to be back with you and that awarding ceremony after a few highlights. Stay with us for that one. Come now to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 57 kilo category. Let's take a look at the lineup there. Bronze medals go to Lo Tongjuan of China and to Sabrina Filzmerser of Austria. Silver medal goes to Nakoda Davis of Great Britain. And the gold medal goes to Yoshida Tsukasa of Japan. Worked up a bit of a sweat there, hasn't she? Yoshida glistening on the medal podium as the big screen in the venue shows a few highlights of the final contest with Nakoda Davis. Heavily strapped left hand as well. Didn't notice that during the day. And now the national anthem of Japan. Lowe and Filzmerzer were the bronze medalists. Davis took the silver and Yoshida the gold medal. Well, that brings us to a close for the opening day of competition at the Baku Grand Slam. Just time enough to have a little bit of a wrap-up, and let's look at some of the highlights. In the under 48 kilo category, Figueroa cemented her place as far as qualification is concerned, as did Letizia Payet. It was an emotional moment for the French fighter. She took bronze, defeating Tatiana Lima of Guinea-Bissau. No problems for Tatiana Lima. She'd already booked herself a place to Rio, and that in itself is a story, because she was born in Brazil originally and now fights for Guinea-Bissau. So, you know, a nice story all round. Chernivitskieva had a knee injury and she had to pull out of the final, and that left the way clear for Figueroa. But Payet, for me, in there was a nice story and something, you know, nice to look at. Ganbat Bolbatar, he won the under 60 kilo category, and despite the fact that he has won here, he will not be going off to Rio, nor will his teammate Dashtava Amatufshin. Dashtava ended up losing his bronze medal contest to Ashley Mackenzie of Great Britain. Mackenzie picking up a bronze medal, scoring, you know, important points for his qualification. That was the under 60 kilo category. In the under 52 kilo category, Gilly Cohen, not quite a revelation, but a terrific win for her nonetheless, as she took gold in the under 52 kilo category, defeating Odette Giuffrida, who was slightly put out because she was given a Shido in the golden score period for pushing out pushing Cohen out of the area when she felt that Cohen had stepped out. I tend to agree with the referee on that one, that there was more push than step out. Then in the under 66 kilo category, Mikhail Pulyaev, for me, was the star of the day. Showed some really attractive judo. Karimov, for the home fans, he got a medal there, a bronze medal in the under 66 kilo category, and there's a medal too for Sugoi Uriarte of Spain. Yoshida Tsukasa, we saw a couple of minutes ago, winning the under 57 kilo category. No big deal really for Yoshida. She's probably the number 3 or number 4 in Japan, but still proved strong enough to beat a reasonable field, including Dakota Davis of Great Britain in the final. But those are really important points for the British fighter, and lift her further up the qualification table. Filzmerzer, a bronze medal, that made her happy. Low too, but with Lo Tongjian it really didn't come into it. As I said earlier on, she's not the number 1 Chinese there. A bit of experience for her. We're going to be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock when we'll bring you all the action from day 2 of competition at the Baku Grand Slam. But from all of us here in the broadcast team, it's bye-bye for now.